some are very worried about this synod, that it may destroy the tradition of the church, and it may destroy how the church led by the hierarchy, meaning the bishops. So I think that's fears that we have to acknowledge, recognize. In a sense, also honor, because that's real fear, right? But at the same time, I see that what we have gone through last year and this year is there's a sense of togetherness, that we as bishops were better informed because of the lay people there, and the interventions during the synod, during the general assemblies. There were real experience, life experience, and that really helps our own discernment and our reflection, and is reflected in the document at the end, I'm sure. In Asia, we have this Continental Assembly before this Second Assembly. And we realize that through our conversations, that we Asian really do treasure more on harmony. Harmony, like coming together. Doesn't mean that uniformity. I think that's very important. Unity should never become uniformity. But it's harmony, that we come to respect each other, listen to each other, yet be able to preserve our own identities, different identities. So it's the unity in plurality. That's a part, and the sense of unity is the harmony part. Hong Kong, we definitely need that because of what we've gone through the past few years in Hong Kong. 2019, the social upheavals and things, and we still need that healing, that reconciliation. And that's what synodality can bring us, because through listening, through reflection, through dialogue, through respect, there can be beginning of healing and reconciliation. I have no formation of being a cardinal, just thrown into it. But as Jesuit, it's important. I think it's the sense of freedom. Father Radcliffe talked about that this morning, about freedom. When we read, coming to the end of this assembly, do we have enough freedom to accept what the document, which is the fruit of our common discernment? Not everything I will agree, not everything that I'll be happy with, but it's that I can still believe the freedom that God speaks through us. God is in it, in the outcome, the documents. And it's the love of God. It's God's promise, His faithfulness with us. And that is important to have that freedom. This is very important for Hong Kong. Since my predecessor, Cardinal Wu, I think in the 1980s and 90s, we set up with, he's actually the one who's the main promoter of the 6 major religions in Hong Kong coming together. There's a colloquium. So until now, we meet a few times a year to talk together, to have some discussion, and especially if there are any topics that we can issue something together. Now, not everything they issue that I would feel very comfortable. No, that I would agree. But at the same time, I think that it's important that we can speak together. And that's what it is. Synodality, walking together, that we find the common denominator, the widest denominator, and maybe also the lowest denominator in the very sensitive issues. We still find some common ground together. And ecumenism, that is an important thing. I would say that the Catholic Church and the other Christian churches in general are in good relationships, especially with the Anglican Church, but we have very good relationships. We came last May to Rome, to Europe, to different Christian origins, the different churches' origins. They came as a pilgrimage and finally ended up in Rome. And they were so excited that Pope Francis gave them audience. You can see that there's a sense of the spirit of that the Bishop of Rome, that has a special place in the heart. And we also respect the sense of their Christian churches, their history, their background. I think that's beautiful. Holy Father asks us to go to peripheries. It doesn't have to be thousands of miles away. In every society, like in Hong Kong, we have people who are marginalized, people who the voice is not being heard. They even feel like they're being abandoned by the church. Those are the groups. It could be we call LGBTQ or the sexual minorities. It could be refugees and migrants. We also, I think a lot of people in Hong Kong, they do not realize they are refugees and asylum seekers because they don't see them, but they're there. So how do the church speak with them or just walk with them and in a way speak for them? And those migrant, I would say also creation, really we call it wildlife and the ecology, they cannot speak for themselves. How do we also be with them and speak for them? By speaking for them, we're speaking for ourselves. We need to exist and survive together and thrive together. My message is this: don't think that the final document is going to be something big, wow, and then it's always about, it'll be about women diaconate. Not necessarily this way, but I think the most fundamental change in the church is walking, journeying together, synodality. If we can really do that, learn how to listen with empathy, how to have that dialogue with empathic dialogue, is already a big change for the world today. Well, when we're facing a ego, a cultural ego, and then we have this nationalism, all these things, they don't listen. But the church is now saying, no, starting from ourselves, we need to learn how to listen and walk together with respect. I think that's a big change already.